Hello, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're zeroing in on something absolutely crucial for management professionals and exam candidates alike. We are going to build a comprehensive HR dashboard, but we're making it entirely out of employee-focused, non-financial metrics. Financial numbers are great, but they really just tell you about the past. These non-financial metrics, they give you a real-time pulse on the actual lifeblood of any organization, which is its people. We're going to decode exactly how management monitors the workforce, and more importantly, what these numbers actually reveal about a company's true health. So here's our mental roadmap for today. We've broken this dashboard down into 4 key areas. First, turnover versus employee tenure. Second, spotting deeper workforce issues. Third, managing and developing talent. And finally, measuring workplace safety. Keeping this specific structure in mind is a fantastic way to organize all these concepts, especially if you're prepping for an exam. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, turnover versus employee tenure. Now, if you are an exam candidate, you really need to pay close attention to this comparison because it is a classic trap. You absolutely cannot mix these two up. Employee turnover, which you might also hear called attrition, is strictly the percentage of employees who leave the company within a given period. It tells you exactly who is leaving. Employee tenure, on the other hand, reflects the average number of years your employees have actually worked for the company, so that tells you how long they stay. Just remember, turnover measures the exits, while tenure measures the longevity of your current team. Keep that distinction crystal clear in your mind. What's really fascinating here is how we can use a specific slice of that turnover data as a pretty powerful diagnostic tool. We aren't just looking at everyone who leaves, we want to look at early resignations. When you track the number of people resigning within a very specific early window, like the first 6 to 12 months of employment, it gives you immediate insight into your recruiting and onboarding processes. Think about it. If people are bouncing that quickly, it usually means the company is hiring the wrong fit to begin with, or they're completely failing to integrate new hires properly. It's basically a giant neon sign pointing to flawed entry processes. Moving right along to Section 2, spotting deeper workforce issues. This leads us to a pretty provocative question. What does it actually mean when workers just stop showing up? When someone hasn't officially quit, but they're physically absent, we really have to dig into what's driving that behavior. And that brings us to absenteeism. Quite simply, this is the rate at which employees are not at work. But notice the dual purpose here, because this is important. Absenteeism isn't just a behavioral clue. It's a hard operational metric. On one hand, yes, it has to be monitored as a strong indicator of potential discontent. But simultaneously, management uses this exact same metric to project appropriate staffing levels. If you intend to hit specific operating targets, you literally have to factor your absenteeism rate into your staffing plans just to make sure you have enough coverage. So it acts as both a morale barometer and a critical operational variable. This brilliantly illustrates how we connect the dots on our HR dashboard. Imagine this mini scenario. You're looking at the data, and you see rising absenteeism paired with low employee satisfaction readings. If you spot these warning signs happening together, the diagnosis is clear. You are looking at a leading indicator of a major retention problem. And remember, satisfaction ratings are a leading indicator, meaning they tell you what's going to happen before it actually happens. Tracking this combination gives the organization a crucial window of opportunity to jump in and fix the root cause of that dissatisfaction before it turns into real employee turnover. Okay, let's pivot to Section 3, managing and developing talent. To cultivate a truly high-performing team, and honestly, to prevent the exact dissatisfaction we just talked about, management tracks 3 crucial internal development metrics. Number 1, promotions. Number 2, positions filled by internal candidates. And number 3, training hours. Tracking these specific metrics proves that a company is actively engaged in human resource development and competence building. It shows a proactive approach to effective workforce management, and it proves to employees that there's a real path for growth and learning right there within the organization. And that brings us to our final category, Section 4, measuring workplace safety. Because a truly healthy workforce isn't just defined by good morale or training, right? It's fundamentally about physical safety. So the essential metric here is tracking incidents per employee days worked. This is a critical statistic for monitoring employee safety. But management shouldn't just look at this as some static number on a page. This metric is the vital starting point for responding to accidents. Whenever this number moves, it triggers a mandatory root cause analysis and remediation to ensure that the workplace environment is actually physically secure.
Now, test takers, definitely pay attention here because a lot of people ignore this next concept and you cannot afford to do that. We are talking about near misses. A near miss is a situation where the exact circumstances for an incident were present, but an incident was luckily averted. Do not make the mistake of only tracking actual accidents. Tracking potential incidents, tracking what almost happened is absolutely invaluable. It allows management to conduct root cause analysis purely for prevention, actively reducing or totally eliminating the possibility of a real incident happening in the future.
Which leaves us with one final big question to wrap up this explainer. Are you just measuring who leaves, or are you actively measuring why they stay? A truly effective integrated HR dashboard does so much more than just count exits. By understanding that critical difference between turnover and tenure, by diagnosing absenteeism and satisfaction, by investing in training, and by rigorously tracking safety metrics like those near misses, you connect all the dots of the complete employee lifecycle. Thanks so much for joining me to decode these essential non-financial metrics. I hope this gives you a powerful new framework for understanding and optimizing workforce performance.